get that information. Unfortunately, negotiations failed. As a last resort, we have to enter the room, and the subject unfortunately took his life. But no one else in the area was hurt. There could have been so many others that was there, but that's something that towns our size don't have. Is a TAC team. Most towns our size, we could wait on state police to muster up their TAC team, which anyone knows that's 3 to 4 hours out at the best. So, but I just wanted to brag on them, and I know that's something that made the news, and I'm sure most of y'all heard about it. A few of y'all I spoke with about it, but our officers was very impressive, and Mark's firefighters, they assisted us also. We had to put a man on a roof. Put his way on the roof, the ladder truck. So
there you go.
Ladder truck.
We got
We
one,
got a man on the roof, so.
and we're only 2 blocks away. Yeah.
North RTMS, they were there staged all night long. They had an ambulance with 2 medics. Just the whole community, several agencies working together. Unfortunately, it's a bad outcome. But fortunately, no one else was injured, and I appreciate everybody else's help that come and assisted us. So I don't want y'all to know that.
Well,
If y'all got any other questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
I'd like to make a comment in regard to that and what you said. You know, I made a comment to Councilman or Councilwoman Hoffman a few minutes ago. You know, what you want out of your taxes is just not to spend a minimal amount of money or to constantly review what you're doing, whether it's right or not. You're the one that has to tell us whether or not that money is spent in the right manner. But to have the tactical team we do, I honestly believe that our police department for a city of our size is better than any unit in the United States. Anywhere.
without a doubt.
Without,
And there's so much we know that you all do and know about that really never gets to the public, and it doesn't need to.
you don't need to, and I asked him several questions. And when he shared it with me, I'm just in awe of what those officers. And Mr. Mayor, I want to make a comment that I made to him about this. We have people, and I don't want to take advantage of this situation to speak about the tax, but I want to talk about this. This is very important to me when we're talking about the tax vote that's coming up. I have people that live outside the county that say, well, I'm not for it because I don't get to vote on it.
Sure.
I don't live in Missouri and I pay their taxes when I go up there. My family went to Oklahoma a couple of weeks ago without me. They spent money in Oklahoma and they didn't get to vote on those taxes. They're sales taxes. You pay them in those communities. But people outside the county don't realize, and I asked this one individual, every time that since we have this cooperative agreement with the county, right, Chief?
Yes, we do.
We send our officers anywhere.
Right back there is the main reason too.
Well, we've got the best working relationship with the county that we've ever had. And so we go outside the county, and this one individual, there was a fire out toward Berkman. The first unit on was not the volunteer fire department from Berkman. It was the Harrison Fire Department.
Sure.
And so you may not pay these taxes, but you're getting the benefit of them. And that's why this sign up here means so much to me. City of Harrison, Boone County, Arkansas.
Yeah. Yeah, we really are one. I remember when we did Creekside, that was difficult with the city and county, I think on that. But after that, I feel like we have really come together. And I think it all starts with the police and sheriff. And then what you mentioned about our fire department working with NARMC, and then you throw in the police. You remember one day I got to watch something, and it was south of town, big accident right there at Come and Go. And I got to get out of the way and just watch. And here comes fire department, ambulance, and police. Boy, they hit the ground and they didn't even talk. They knew what they were doing. They did what they needed to, and boom, it was so cool to watch. And working together like we've done, like you said, and it doesn't come by accident. I can go back 45 years. I don't know ever the police and the sheriff department working together like this. Never. So
that's one thing that Chief Robertson and I committed to. We started together in '87, And any of the bad things you can blame on Wayne, because he was instrumental
Yeah.
in where we're at. No, we've always said, where we can do anything in, that we're gonna work together. We'll go to the county to help them. They come and help us, as it should be.
Yeah, good job. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. And, where are we? Public Works. Another one of our heroes.
Try to be fairly brief, but pretty brief, actually. Goblin Drive project's moving along pretty good. Now that we're off to the next sub phase of it, weather's cooperated up until what's coming this weekend, so we'll have a bit of a slowdown. Everything else is pretty, routine as far as water and sewer. Second half of this week, though, we started shifting operations, getting ready for the, winter storm that's coming in this weekend. So we'll actually start treating roads probably tomorrow afternoon with rock salt, get some stuff down before the precipitation really starts, and then we'll just continue our operations. We'll have, day shift, night shift, both working 7 to 7. With the predicted cold temperatures, especially going into Sunday, we'll reach a point that our treatments are not going to be effective. So you'll probably see us pull off the roads for a while until we can get some sun and get temps back up to where the salt will work. We are the build grant that we discussed at the last council meeting. We're off and running, getting things ready for that, targeting, getting that in third week of February ahead of the deadline. Other than that, I'd be happy to answer any questions if anybody has some.
Now, speaking of the snow or the possible snow, I think KY3 believes we're going to get a bunch. They're sending a reporter down all weekend. Wade's going to put them on one of his trucks and
She's asked to do that. So
they'll have a good time. So,
I'll meet with her tomorrow and see really what she wants to do. But
yeah.
yeah, KY3, I think their last map had us in that 12 to 18-inch range.
Yeah.
Some of the services I've seen have got a lot more, so hopefully it's they're missing, I hope.
Wait, can you give some updates on some of the other projects like Hester Drive, Stoplight, Airport Road?
So Airport Road, they've been doing a little bit of work on. They're actually now working on the Walmart Drive. Hester, we've expected a lot more work done. They had run into some unforeseen utility conflict, actually more of the private utility side. There were some issues with the private sewer line in RMC. We've got that worked out. I do not have a schedule for when they're gonna go back and get that going. Waiting to hear from RDOT on that. I expect all of those projects to be wrapping up spring, early summer, as far as getting those done. Of course, the big highway widening project, our first role in that is we're working on a water and sewer line relocation as well as a bunch of upgrades, because it's in areas that we just need to upgrade our lines. Those plans are done. They've been sent to RDOT for review and approval, and I'm awaiting easements so I can start working on easement acquisition for that. Creekside Trail plans have been resubmitted with some changes to RDOT for review as well as easements, so kind of waiting on everybody signing off on it. Their review authority on that is because we do have some grant money through the one of their programs that's helping fund some of the trail. Our water line extension on Harness is pretty well done. They've got line in the ground charged. We've actually earlier this week got good samples back, so we'll just be cleaning that one up in a little bit once things dry out. Still working on sewer line extension over Quell Valley, like Quell Tree. Had a pocket of houses that have never been on sewer, so we're getting that extended since it is in the city limits. That's all I can think off the top of my head real quick.
That's fine. I was just wondering about Airport Road
Yeah.
and Hester.
I-
What's the holdup on Airport Road though? The stoplight?
Probably the stoplight equipment. The lead time on those is significant, so they'll go in and do what they can, get stuff ready, and then once all the equipment's in, then the actual subcontractor that does the install will show up, hopefully sooner rather than later. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thanks, Wade.
thank you, Wade. Mark, Chief Lowry. Hey, good job today. Good job, Mark.
Council, mayor, everybody this evening. Hope everybody's doing all right, getting ready for the snow. I want to say real quick that if you all don't, if anybody don't need to be out, don't be out. If they need any of our services, don't hesitate to call. We'll try to help out. I know Chris is gonna have some of his guys out helping give rides as well. So, if we need to get people to places, we'll certainly help where we can. Before you is my monthly report. If you have any questions on that, I'll certainly be glad to answer those. I also brought you a short year interview for the responses we made last year. And one of the things is the first page of it, I would like to bring your attention to the not only the number of calls, again, that's the 2024, we ran through 3,268 calls as opposed to 3,396. So we're up a little bit there. But the aid given number, the 119. That's us. That's how many times we go out and respond to the county or park service or wherever. That's what that number is. So as you see, we run almost 10 calls a month just going on those calls. So I just for when we talk about our taxes, always want to make sure that we all understand that we're not like you said earlier, we're not just the city of Harrison, we're Boone County. So we help out wherever we can.
I got a question for you in
Yeah.
regard to that. And I don't ask this for any other reason. In fact, I'd rather take it offline, but now that I've started, I gotta ask the question. The young man that jumped from the bridge up there at Omaha, were your team caught?
We was not for that.
Okay.
Thank goodness we didn't. That was a bad incident for the sheriff's office and the state police having to deal with that. And we did not have to go up there, so.
Yeah, I feel sorry for anybody that had to be there.
Yeah.
I apologize for
Yeah,
that.
and of course, North Ark was there, and I'm trying to give him some help, I believe, so. One other thing I'd like to announce is that on North Robinson, or North Roland and Chestnut on the cleaning up of the buildings, that's been done. I know that was quite the process we all got through, but thanks to Wade's crew, we got that all cleaned up and handled, so that's one more we've got taken care of, so.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Hey,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Chuck, how's Parks doing? Boy, you're adding memberships, I know. Yeah.
Parks and Rec, the mayor wants to know how we're doing. I feel like we're rocking and rolling, getting ready for 2026. It kind of started out with a bang. We're back up to 4,965 memberships today. So we're climbing the ladder, getting closer back to 5,000. Hopefully keep climbing from there. Last Thursday, I went and accepted the Trendsetter Award for Tourism in Little Rock at the Municipal League meetings. We've applied twice and we won twice. The mayor wanted that. I thought we applied 3 years in a row, but we've only applied twice and won twice. So we're 2 for 2. So that's awesome. Most of that was Creekside. I went to, right after that meeting, I went to Little Rock Arkansas Activities Association for the state and regional bids. We were awarded the 3A baseball softball regional with the partnership of Valley Springs School District. We were awarded the 3A state tournament for baseball softball for Bergman as our partner school in that. And then we're also awarded the 4A state soccer tournament with the partnership of Green Forest. On that Wednesday and Thursday, we'll have 64 high school teams here in Harrison participating in the high school athletic state tournaments. Also that weekend, on Saturday and Sunday, we're gonna have a travel basketball tournament and a travel baseball tournament at the complex. So we will be slammed that second week in May. We're looking forward to that challenge. And this past weekend on Saturday, we had first ever archery event, an outdoor expo and archery event. We had 750 kids participate that just in the archery part. It was a state qualifying meet. On the expo side, we had 32 booths. And I'm from the gate and everything that we did, I think we had between 35 and 4,000 people show up. it was way bigger and above what I thought it was gonna be. It was an outstanding event at Creekside. That's what me and the mayor have been wanted to look like when we opened up Creekside for an event. So very pleased with that. And then the upcoming things we have a Water Girl Once Expo on February 7th. I think she's got 55 booths that'll be in Creekside that day. And then we have Geek at the Creek on February 21st, which is a gaming Comic-Con thing where it's vendor booths will be set up in there too, and they're having some gaming challenges, board games and the esports, using the esports lab. So lots of things coming, and then of course, at the end of February, we start our basketball travel tournaments. And then we're in travel season, so we're pretty much booked up all the way through August, and tonight we're actually having a swim meet, so. Lots of things going on at parks and they're all good, so. Y'all got any questions?
Yeah, if you were not there this weekend, that was the biggest event ever so far with Creekside. And I'll tell you what was really good. When we walked in and we walked into the old gym and we looked up, and for the first time since Creekside's been built, the bleachers were full.
Yes, sir.
And it just seemed like deja vu, you know, the old days when those bleachers were full. So great job, Chuck.
I went down there and spent about 2 hours walking around talking to individuals. I happened to meet our city attorney's daughter there, was very pleasant young individual, and I can see where she gets her abilities. And but I will say this in speaking, Chuck had introduced me to a number of those individuals that had booths. I had 2 people that are not from here that said they go to these shows all over the United States. And they said, this is well run. And they said, you couldn't build 10 of these and have it as full as it was incredible, the response.
Yeah.
And when you go out into the parking lot and you see Arby's and McDonald's and Burger King and Taco Bell and Jamie's and all of these different restaurants that people have bought food in, the day you're gonna have all those events, tell everybody buy hamburger buns, because that day, I guarantee you, there were some people that said, sorry, we don't have any chicken, or whatever it was. It was simply incredible, the number of people, and you stand there and watch that. And the people there that Chuck from, Legacy, the Hung Legacy, were milling around, welcoming people. It was just, and you go into that in the archery area where you had that set up and the mayor saying it was full. You couldn't find a place to sit down. It was just, it hasn't been like that for years. And normally, when you go to Creekside, you see a few cars. There were people parking all the way in front of the old city hall. That's how full it was. My wife dropped me off, said, I'm gonna go to the house.
I kinda like getting the parking lot.
Yeah.
Doing it right.
But with your parking at the old city hall and walking down, you got a pretty big event.
And we I will say, we had a shuttle running the whole time, picking people up and bringing them back and forth from one place to the other. But we did use the Brandon Burlsworth Center in this competition as well, and it was packed too.
Well, like I said, if you didn't know where you were, you would think you were in Memphis, Tennessee, or Kansas City, Missouri. If you didn't know what building you were in, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. Good
Great
deal.
skill.
Anything else, Chuck?
I'll say.
Thank you. Mitch, do you have anything on Luke?
We'll cover it in, once we get down. The only thing that we have, he's got you financials out there. You want to look at them, for October, November. I discussed several things with Luke, but since he wasn't going to be here, I wasn't going to bring it up, other than the federal audit review here in a few minutes, federal funds review.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Let's move down into new business. What do we have here? Charlie, I think you're first.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to turn it over to Wade to discuss the Historic District Local Ordinance Report.
So we did have the public hearing, 2 weeks ago on the local ordinance district report. I believe most of you were able to attend. Next step is to basically present that report now to the council, which it's been out on the website with all the info as well as comments that were received. So, once it's considered acceptable to the council, I'm asking for, a concurrence or an approval of the report itself. And then after that, then we would start talking about the ordinance, that would have to be passed to actually adopt a local historic district, at the local level that overlays the existing one that's on the National Register. So I don't know if anybody wants a hard copy of this going forward. I can get a copy to you. Just let me know. Approval tonight or, in 2 weeks would be fine. I'm just right now just trying to get it presented to you. Answer any questions if you have them right now.
So that pertains to 1545?
Yes, so
Okay.
this report has to be done and approved by council before we can adopt the ordinance which is 1545, which would actually create the local district. It's just part of the state law process that we have to
Well,
follow.
I saw it online. There was a reference in here and I'll have a couple of questions, to an exhibit 1. I assume it's in there. I didn't see it when I went back through the packet. But this ordinance says it refers to exhibit 1. The historic district hereby created shall consist of that area of the city shown on exhibit 1, but there's not with this.
Yes, I apologize. It
No, no.
is it'll be the report. It'll be the map.
Don't worry about it. If it's in that report, I'll go back and find it.
It's,
Gotcha. So my next question was that the section 3 Harrison Courthouse Square Historic District. Is there any particular reason that we need to recognize that? Is it because it's county property, we won't have jurisdiction, or is there anything to that, section 3 of ordinance 1545?
Are you talking about the wordage?
Well, I'm just talking about, it
Definition,
says section 3,
yeah,
it says the verbal boundary description of the Harrison Courthouse
yeah.
Square Historic District. Is there anything special about that? Did we?
no, it actually 100% matches the boundary as it's
Okay.
described for the national listing, and the official name of the
Mhm.
listing is the.
Yeah.
The historic courthouse square, the Harrison Courthouse Square Historic District, that's what it's
Okay.
officially listed as.
I wanted to make sure we weren't having to do something different because it being county property or
Yeah,
whatever.
we don't have to get county approval for any of this.
Not, no, but I'm
But
aware.
we're talking about a district
Yes.
within a city, so it's not the same as special property. That's all I had.
Okay, any other questions for Wade? So does that mean ordinance 1545, item B is void for tonight?
Not necessarily. I mean, it's up to council if they wanted to at least put it on the first reading and
Yeah.
carry out but first I do need a formal approval of the local ordinance district report. So that I can say that is actually final and officially submit that to the Arkansas Historic Preservation Fund.
So would you like action tonight on that?
Make a motion that we.
Okay.
approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, good. We'll move on to Wayne.
Okay, tonight on the first one I've got, I'm gonna present ordinance 1545. It's an ordinance establishing procedures for protection and preservation of the character of the properties within the Harrison Courthouse Square District, Historic District.
Sorry, Wade, do we need to go ahead and start that first, second, third reading, or is there any reason?
No reason to go fast,
Okay.
versus bend the rules or anything.
So-
I'd rather, me personally, on something like this, let's not suspend the rules, since we are enacting, new requirements.
Yeah, but we just approved the report. There's no reason to have the first reading on this, based on that, correct?
Correct.
Then I would make a motion that we suspend the rules and place ordinance 1545 on its first reading by title only.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Procedures for the protection and preservation of the character of and properties within the Harrison Courthouse Square Historic District.
Okay. Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, Mayor, my next one will be ordinance 1546. This ordinance authorizing certain city employees and officials to contract with the city. And they have requested 3 readings tonight and an adoption.
Okay,
Make a motion, we, suspend the rules and put ordinance 1546 on its first reading by title only, first and only reading by title only.
Second.
okay, we got a motion and a second discussion.
I will be abstaining since my husband was listed in the list.
Okay,
I will abstain. I'm on the list.
okay. All right. No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Number 1546, an ordinance authorizing certain city employees and officials to contract with the city.
Okay, point of order.
Okay.
I didn't say, I said it's first and only reading. I just realized what I said.
Well, we got the one. You want more?
No,
Not necessary. Provided that we move forward and continue with the second and third if the council desires.
okay, I don't want to move forward with the second and third, but I said, I realized what I had said, first and only, and I should have said first reading by title only, so that doesn't affect it?
Does not.
Okay, then I rescind my point of order.
Okay,
We do need a motion for second and third reading also.
mhm,
So I would say that we wait, this is not one that requires an immediate action. We can put it on there for next time.
It does. It does.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
yeah,
Take action, anyone operating.
Okay.
yeah, okay,
So,
Councilman Magnus, I went back and checked the minutes from, past meetings,
mhm.
and they have always done 3 readings
Readings,
and adoption,
very well,
and then,
no
no
emergency.
emergency clause.
okay. I would make a motion then that we suspend the rules and place ordinance 1546 on its second reading by title only.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
An ordinance authorizing certain city employees and officials to contract with the city.
Make a motion that we place, ordinance 1546 on its third reading by title only.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Abstain.
Abstain.
Okay,
Ordinance number 1546, an ordinance authorizing certain city employees and officials to contract with the city.
motion to adopt.
Yeah, motion to adopt.
Second.
Okay, motion second, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay,
Mayor, that's all I have.
all right, Wayne, thank you. Let's see here. Let's turn this baby over. Hey, we'll go to you, bitch.
Okay. The only thing we have here, and I don't think this requires, I meant that and clarify, and city attorney, you may be able to tell me. This is for information only, I assume, unless no, we would have to get through with an audited schedule of expenditures.
It needs to be adopted and approved with noting that it's been reviewed.
Okay. So in any event, this is the review of expenditures from the federal government, from the funds that we received over the COVID term, some of those funds used for I assume for Camp Jack, as I understand it. It's proof once again, there's no findings in this at all. There's not a lot of detail in it. So I called Luke and had an extensive discussion with him in regard to it. But it's once again a testament that over a decade, we have found nothing significant in our financial statements. I can't remember the last time there was any kind of significant finding. So when the taxpayers, naturally, when things get in the public and you're accused of something, whether it's social media or even someone just calling me and say, hey, you sure we're spending this money correctly? This is another proof that indeed these funds are spent the way they're supposed to be spent, and there's nothing nefarious going on within the city finances. So,
It's a system of checks and balances.
absolutely. So I would make a motion. Cartwright, how do I need to word that once again to make sure I get it correct?
Please note that it has been reviewed and approved or accepted.
Please note it has been reviewed and approved or accepted.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. All right, we're down to citizen comments.
There are no citizen comments at all.
Boy, we are moving. Council comments?
This weekend, we had planned a finance committee meeting at Creekside. Unless some of you are gonna be in a sleigh, I suggest that we go ahead and cancel that because we don't want, it's an informal meeting that has no legal standing other than public information, and we will reschedule sometime when we can get a chance, get everybody there. I'm really hoping what we have is a lot of the public. I'm looking forward to the council coming and having discussion. I have some charts and a few things that I want to show, but we don't want to put anybody at risk. And I would say we just go watch the Razorbacks on Saturday afternoon and.
Yeah, go over there.
Yeah, yeah, well, not over there, Mr. Mayor, on TV. So, like I say, I would kindly ask us to go ahead and cancel that. I don't think that requires a vote, because once again, it was an informal, but we need to publicly announce that we're not having that meeting, and so Chuck, you can use that for whatever you want.
Okay.
Okay.
Have also canceled Tuesday's event on historic tax credits. We had two experts coming up from Little Rock, and that was going to be a big deal, but we have canceled and will reschedule.
Safety first.
And the Firemen's Pension Board meeting that was scheduled for Tuesday has also been postponed.
Okay. Anything else from the council?
I just want to repeat one thing what Chris Grady said. I am not responsible for his and Tim Roberson's actions.
Okay, Tim. So, I think we're down to my part. I'll go ahead. I want to read something. We have entitled this From the Heart, and a bigger version will appear in Saturday's Harrison Daily Time. But after much reflection, prayer, conversation with my family, I have decided not to seek re-election as mayor. This was not a decision made lightly. While my primary focus between now and March 3rd will be reminding Harrison voters to approve the continuation of the two taxes, while keeping Harrison City's sales tax among the lowest of similar towns and population. I see no reason to delay sharing this decision. And of course, timing was, when do I say this? Making it public now will give others ample time to consider their own plans and make announcements if they choose. Serving as mayor has been one of the greatest honors of my life. I have done my best to approach this office the way I believe the community expects it. Leaders to serve by showing up, listening, working hard, keeping the long-term good of the community at the center of every decision. I am proud of what we have accomplished together. And I am deeply grateful to you for entrusting me in this responsibility. I want to express my gratitude to our city council, actually 4 city councils during my term, city employees, department heads, the best of the best, first responders, volunteers, and community leaders. You serve this city with heart, and it has been an honor to work alongside you. To the citizens of Harrison, thank you for your support And 4, the accountability that makes public service meaningful. Our city is strong, and I believe our best days are ahead. I will continue to support the future of this community in every way I can. Thank you for the honor of serving as mayor. So, with that said, it's your turn.
Let's go to the house.
We're adjourned.